M1, Unit 3, WASH Coordination Platform, Roles and Responsibilities. This unit will help us to understand the role of the WASH Coordination Platform at global and national level, understand the role of the coordinator of the WASH Coordination Platform, understand the roles and responsibility of different partners. Daniel is now wondering what exactly is his role as a sub-national coordinator for the WASH Coordination Platform is, and the role of other actors he has to work with. Patrick is an experienced WASH Cluster coordinator who is working now at the Global WASH Cluster. Daniel has planned a Skype meeting with him to clarify these questions.
Hi, it's Daniel speaking.
Hi, Daniel.
We met at the last WASH Learning Forum in Nyangoma. I am the new sub-national coordinator for Male region. I need to better understand my roles and responsibilities and those of the other partners of the platform. Could you help me?
Hi, Daniel, I remember you very well. You did a great presentation about the situation of the region of Male. Of course, I am very happy to help. Let me share with you a presentation that was done by the Global WASH Cluster. It is very comprehensive and gives a good picture about WASH coordination, both at global and national level.
Let's start by the Global WASH Platform. The Global WASH Platform is an open and formal platform for humanitarian WASH actors to work together in partnership. The forum now consists of 32 full members comprising international organisations, United Nations agencies and international non-governmental organisations, civil contingency response agencies, academic institutes and donors also play an active role. At the global level, the aim of the cluster approach is to strengthen system-wide preparedness and technical capacity to respond to humanitarian emergencies by ensuring that there is predictable leadership and accountability in the WASH sector. Activities focus on three main areas: standards and policy setting, building response capacity, and operation support. For more information about the Global WASH Platform, you can visit its website www.washcluster.net. The Cluster Advocacy and Support Team, CAST, was established to carry out the responsibilities of the cluster lead agency and is tasked with the day-to-day running and leadership of the Global WASH Platform. Based within UNICEF's Global Cluster Coordination Unit in Geneva, CAST represents the Global WASH Platform to the cluster lead agency and external stakeholders, ensuring strong communications and representation. The Field Support Team, or FST, provides support to national WASH coordination platforms across a broad range of coordination themes, and with a focus on high-risk countries or those already facing complex emergencies. The FST members provide direct support through in-country missions to provide specific tailored support or to cover essential functions during the initial stages of an emergency response, including capacity building initiatives. FST members are deployable for up to 12 weeks and can be hosted within any of the partner organisations ready to support WASH coordination at the national or sub-national levels. At country level, it is expected that the WASH coordination platform is responsible for the following actions: coordination and advocacy, emergency preparedness, WASH sector capacity development for humanitarian response, information management and standards, WASH sector best practice and learning. UNICEF was nominated as the lead agency, LA, for the Global WASH Cluster on the basis of its global network of operations, partners, resources, and its recognised role in the field of emergency, water and sanitation interventions. However, if UNICEF capacity in country is weak, another organisation may be given delegated authority by UNICEF as the Global WASH lead agency to take on the role as CLA at country level. Similarly, if UNICEF is the lead agency at country level but have limited capacity in some affected parts of the country, they may delegate authority for cluster coordination to other agencies at subnational level. This will need to be formally acknowledged through a letter of understanding. UNICEF will ultimately remain accountable to the humanitarian coordinator for the effectiveness of the overall WASH cluster. The cluster structures can take different forms depending on the scale, phasing, and anticipated duration of the emergency. Other factors to consider include government, UN and NGO response capacity, and the presence and effectiveness of existing coordination mechanisms. Whatever the structure adopted, it must be flexible enough to suit all stages of the emergency response. For example, expanding during intensive relief activities and scaling back as the cluster merges or phases out. Some examples are: in the Eastern and Southern Africa region, we have two types of coordination platforms. 1. Existing government coordination leads the WASH coordination platform. This coordination is undertaken when there exists a government coordination mechanism with the WASH lead agency providing support. Advantages: it builds on existing structure, supports capacity building and enables rapid broad participation. Disadvantages: steering and decision-making processes may be slow. Authoritarian: they may not have support of key WASH actors. Examples of this configuration are Zimbabwe, Kenya, Ethiopia, Madagascar. 2. Coordination is established through the WASH platform. This coordination is undertaken when there is no pre-existing coordination mechanism. The WASH coordination platform is established and led or co-led by national government, depending on their capacity and willingness to be involved. Advantages: rapid coordination and decision-making, impartiality and more equitable involvement of all actors, good capacity building opportunities. Disadvantages: time and effort needed in identifying and getting WASH actors on board, may be a tendency for international organizations to dominate. Examples of this configuration are Somalia and South Sudan. Subnational level coordination focuses on the detail of planning and implementation of WASH-related activities. For example, who is doing what and where. It is also at this level that early recovery, emergency preparedness, and capacity building measures can practically be achieved. An effective coordination platform structure at subnational level will help facilitate effective information exchange, monitoring of the emergency situation, progress of all the WASH response, and adherence to agreed standards. Depending on the nature, scale, and duration and phasing of the emergency, there may be a requirement for dedicated field coordination staff. Alternatively, government or WASH coordination platform agency representatives may act in the capacity of sub-national level coordinators or focal points. It is, however, very country-specific. Should you wish to see documents related in the resource folder of Unit 4, you will find two different examples of national and sub-national coordination arrangement. Somalia. The coordination is established through the WASH cluster and is supported by 3 regional coordinators for each region of Somalia. The regional coordinators are supported by district focal points. Zimbabwe. The government is leading the coordination with the support of the WASH CLA. As described above, there are different WASH coordination platforms depending on each country's arrangements. Nevertheless, in all the cases, the main WASH platform functions are the following. Supporting service delivery. Provide a platform to ensure that service delivery is driven by the agreed strategic priorities and develop mechanisms to eliminate duplication of service delivery. Strategic decision making. Strategic decisions will be made based on a needs assessment, analysis and gap identification done by the WASH platform, including cross-cutting issues. Planning and strategy development. This is also a key function of the WASH platform, to make sure that sectoral plans are developed and support realisation of the HC or HCT strategic priorities. The WASH platform applies agreed standards and guidelines. It also includes clarifying funding requirements, prioritisation and cluster contributions for the HC's overall humanitarian funding considerations, for example, Flash Appeal, CAP, SURF, Emergency Response Fund, Common Humanitarian Fund. Advocacy. Identifies advocacy concerns to contribute to HC and HCT and/or government messaging and action and undertakes advocacy activities on behalf of WASH participants and the affected population. Monitoring and reporting. The implementation of the cluster strategy and results, recommending corrective action where necessary. Contingency planning and preparedness. In situations where there is a high risk of recurring or significant new disaster and where sufficient capacity exists within the cluster. Integrating early recovery. That is also an important function of the WASH platform, in order to ensure transition from emergency to post-emergency situation. In regard to the WASH coordination platform partners, it is expected that they 1. Endorse the overall aim and objectives of the WASH coordination platform. 2. Be proactive in exchanging information and reporting, highlight needs, gaps and duplication, mobilise resources, financial, human and material, engage with affected communities, and build local capacity. 3. Share responsibility for WASH platform activities, including assessing needs, developing plans, and developing policies and guidelines through working groups. 4. Respect and adhere to agreed principles, policies, priorities, and standards. 5. Work as a team. The national and subnational WASH coordination platform could also organise supporting structures like technical support teams to help with specific tasks, data management, resource mobilisation, advocacy, administration and logistics. Steering or advisory groups. SAG is responsible for developing and adjusting the strategic framework, priorities and work plan for the cluster. SAG membership must be representative of the overall cluster partnership. Technical working groups are task-oriented and time-limited. They are created as needed, for example, to agree minimum standards and formulate appropriate technical practices, or to find solutions to local issues and advise the SAG accordingly. TWIGs are coordinated by a focal point or technical advisor nominated by the SAG and consist of the necessary technical experts, usually not more than 15 people. Could be useful in analysing problems, resolving concerns, and formalising principles and responsibilities.
That is excellent. I think I now understand how the coordination platforms are structured and what is the role that I have to play. To be sure, not to forget your clear explanations. I will prepare a list of partners with their roles.